that these people are in. And as an Australian, being away for 30 years, I had no idea. I thought things were better, but things have got worse. I mean, it's absolutely 100% clear that this system is not working. For me, I went up there to visit Felicity Hayes. Now, Felicity is the traditional landowner of Alice Springs. She owns Alice Springs, the whole land. She was living in a caravan, not a nice caravan, a caravan with holes, no heat, no electricity, freezing cold in the winter, boiling hot in the summer. She had no electricity, and against all human rights, no water. And I could not believe this. And her and her partner were there, and they welcomed me. But they moved out because they shut the water off. Why did the government shut the water off? Well, I believe they wanted to put solar powers all over her land, solar power panels over their land. They wanted to push her out. This is a lady who actually owns Alice Springs. And so the more I got involved in this, the more, as you can see, I'm very passionate about it. It's really very, very upsetting to me. And I just cannot believe what's going on here. The system has failed these people so badly. No, I just felt like I had to do something about this. And it's been a bit of a passion for me, but this is not an isolated thing. All the Aboriginal, the elders I talk to, they're losing their language. They're losing all their knowledge. The kids are being forced to learn English going to school, but they don't speak English, so they drop out of school. They're putting in they call the AB ward, which is the Aboriginal kids who cannot speak English because, well, they don't speak English. So it's one of the oldest systems in the world, the Aboriginal system. Is absolutely, there's such brilliant, smart people, and yet, I hate to say it, they don't like to say this, but their knowledge is dying out, and I just can't. I feel very, very passionate about that. It's very, very upsetting to me, and I think anybody who looks into that would understand that. Here I am, on Aboriginal land.
We are gathered here today on stolen land. I acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, the Ngunnawal and Ngambri people, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. Australia is a nation built on the invasion and colonization of sovereign nations. It surprises me and saddens me that this reality is still denied, often vehemently.
The Indigenous population of Australia actually only makes up 3% of the total population. That's because of colonisation and the stolen generation. The stolen generation started when the British and European colonisers decided that they wanted to breed out the Indigenous culture and basically would start trying to make half-caste babies so that they could eventually wean out the Indigenous population. It was a very cruel time in Australia, a very bad part of our history.
You've got a little girl, would you let her swim with Aboriginal children in a swimming pool?
No, I would. They'd be as good as what she is.
And you think the children should be allowed to swim together?
Of course. You should. They're all children, they're all the same.
And you think they should be allowed to swim, especially the kids?
I certainly do think so, with
what
all
about
my heart.
You come to a person who knows quite a lot about the treatment of Aborigines.
And you think that the children should be allowed to swim in the pools with the white children?
Indeed, yes. I think that the apathy would be worse here than in Africa if they don't do something constructive about the children.
What do you think about this segregation against Aborigines in western towns in New South Wales?
I reckon there should be none of it. There should be white, black, all together, live together.
I think that the Australian Aborigine is equal to one of us. As you know, they were the first in the land before us, and I reckon that segregation against them is silly and ridiculous. I think that they should have the equal rights such as any Australian should have today.
Well spoken. You sell newspapers, do you?
Yeah, I sell newspapers at Newtown Bridge, and I'm a good salesman of that.
Good on you.
Absolutely, it angered me. It angered me on two fronts. First of all, it angered me the way the media have portrayed the Aboriginal people, because my experience of living with them was not envious, but I was inspired. I was inspired by the family, I was inspired by the community, I was inspired by their culture, their togetherness. I'd only seen images of problems, whether it was drinking, whether it was poverty, whether it was health issues. That's all I knew about the Aboriginal people. And I wanted to go back and say, hang on a sec, forget those images. You need to go out there and we need to learn from the Aboriginal people. That, and also I went to a school where I had no idea about the stolen generation. I didn't even know that happened. So I'm not that old. I mean, I left school 20, 25 years ago. How can you go through an entire education without learning what really happened? And that's what angered me.
The other lad,
Would that be a good idea to have a black council?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
What of that argument, though, that they can't cope with the council work?
Well, nobody's in a position to say that. They've never been given the opportunity. There isn't an argument.
Even though one of them is illiterate?
Yes, even though one of them is illiterate, because I believe that particular person has standing in the community, which is equally as important.
There's so many racist bigots in this country, and they're everywhere. And it's like, I don't know about, like I was talking to someone earlier about this, but the Australian flag to me has now become, I identify that with racism. Does anyone else?
Well,